The sun will one day grow cold.
Hey guys, it's Angie and welcome to another makeup tutorial just in time for Halloween, and this one is based upon the glorious work of Lilian Raya. Now Lilian is a tattoo artist based in Mexico City, and I found her work on Instagram and knew immediately that I needed to recreate one of her beautiful tattoos. So this one is based on the dark, which you can find on her Instagram. And I really urge you guys to check her out. I think her work is incredible and inspiring. So let's get started with the tutorial, and thank you for watching. For this look, I need to flatten my brows, so I'm going to be using a glue stick, running it back and forth and back through the eyebrows. And then I'm going to flatten that and brush the brows upwards with a spoolie. Once the first layer is dry, I then go ahead and add a couple more layers until I get a flat surface upon which to apply makeup. While my grimace brows are drying down to clear, I'm going to do a little facial prep, a little treat yourself moments, and I'm using this facial essence from Fresh. I really love it. It smells amazing. If you couldn't tell by my face, then I'm going to add some Tatcha water cream. This stuff, my love for it runs very, very deep. And you could say deep as the ocean because it's the water cream. And then for the eyes, I'm going to use this Dr. Jart eye gel, which I quite enjoy. To prep my skin, I'm going to be using the Silk Canvas from Tatcha. This is my first time using this product, and it's basically layers of silk in a compact that you apply on your face, and it primes your face for foundation or for makeup application in general. It smells delicious, and it felt like very much a luxurious experience applying it. For further brow coverage, I'm going to grab this paint palette from Wet n Wild and grab that orange and pat it on top of the brow hairs. A lot of you ask why I do this. This is just basic color theory. Shadows tend to pull either purple or blue, and my eyebrow hairs tend to look blue, so I cancel that out using an orange. Same thing goes when you're trying to cover your dark circles. A lot of concealers are either yellow or orange, and that's based on what color or tone is underneath the eye. After I pat that orange on, I'm going to set it with a powder. Then I'm going to be using the Ultra HD foundation stick from Makeup Forever. This sucker is full coverage, and I love her for it. So I'm just going to go ahead and applying that all over the brow, and then it's going to be all over the face because, you know, I really like this product. Blends out nicely, stays pretty nicely, and it looks flawless. Man, I just sound so tired. I have been living my best Halloween life out here, just working and going to events and working some more. I am working at the Queen Mary, which has always been a dream of mine, at the Dark Harbor event, which is their Halloween event, and it's incredible. It's been such an honor to work around such amazing makeup artists, and it feels like a family. It feels like we were kind of part of the ship, part of the crew, and I am so proud of what we've been doing. So if you are in SoCal or if you're around Long Beach, come check it out. You'll probably get the shit scared out of ya. That's what you want during Halloween. Also want to invite you guys to watch Freeform's 25th anniversary Hocus Pocus celebration, which airs on October 20th. I was so excited to get to recreate Billy Butcherson for the costume contest, and it was an incredible night, and I think it's going to be an incredible show, so make sure you check it out. That's going to end this public service announcement. Let's get back to this tutorial and powder my face. Let's get into that contour right now. This is the Sauceboat Etude palette. As you can see, it's well loved. I use it almost every time I do makeup, which that kind of tells you something. Anyway, I'm going to be using that gray to contour all over this mug, and I'm starting with a 217 brush from MAC, using that to carve out the nose shape. And I'm focusing that color around the bridge of the nose. It's almost in like an upside down L shape, and also a backwards upside down L shape. It's hard to describe, but you can see it in the video because that's what tutorials are for, because they're visual. Next, I'm contouring a part of the face that gets absolutely no love in any tutorial, and that's the nostrils. I personally think this nostril is a nasty word, but I'm gonna contour my nostrils today because that's what shows in the tattoo. Really, I'm just gonna be adding contour wherever there's contour in the photo. So above the lip, which I believe is called the philtrum, I don't know, somebody will correct me in the comments, and also underneath the lip, almost in a half moon shape, to give that chin a bit of a shape to it, a bit of a contour. And don't forget to carve out those cheekbones, and also around the temple a little bit, and definitely the jawline. Since this tattoo is very illustrative, the features are very sharp, so we can mimic that using the magic of contour. It's the power of makeup. It compels you. I did go ahead and intensify some of these lines and contours using a black eyeshadow. It's the black eyeshadow from the Etude palette as well. And really sticking with that 217 brush to blend out everything nicely. For the nose, I added more of the gray color and blended it down with a fluffier brush. This just is going to make the nose appear a lot smaller and more like the photograph, or the tattoo. I keep saying photograph, but it's a tattoo. But it's a photograph of a tattoo, so both are right. Okay folks, it's time to get wet and wild. I'm going to be using the hot pink from the Brights palette. And I'm stamping that color on using a blush brush. Just a round, domed, medium-sized brush should work for you. And by stamping and pulling the brush away from the eye, you can create a really easy diffused look, which is what we're going for this makeup. If the pink gets a little out of control, you can use your beauty sponge or your brush, whatever you applied your foundation with, and tame the edges. Just tap along the edge and it'll help blur out the color. To set the pink, I'm going to be using a hot pink eyeshadow from Sugarpill. This one is Dollipop. And I'm just patting that on top of the pink. It just helps the cream stay in place and intensifies the color. Oh boy, look at that. Through the magic of editing, the other eye is done. Wouldn't it be nice in real life if you could really do that with your makeup? Just do one side and then it would automatically replicate on the other side of your face. Also want to make sure to get the pink on the nose as well, onto the tip of the nose and around the nostrils. I used both the cream and the eyeshadow to get this effect. To increase the square footage of our peepers, I am applying a white eyeliner to the waterline. With color ink in white from Makeup Forever, I'm going to be dotting on these little dots. I guess they're kind of freckles in a way, but they appear on the character, and they kind of run across the cheeks and across the bridge of the nose. I also placed that white on the inner corner of the eye to, again, increase the square footage of our peepers. And the tattoo, it looks as if the nose is highlighted, so I added that as well with the color ink. And the next step in my Chamber of Secrets is to outline my new eye shape with a black liquid liner. This is the Epic Ink pen from NYX. I really like this one actually. It's very black and very easy to use. After lining under the eye, I took a black eyeshadow and smudged it out a bit, and then I lined the top lid and connected those two lines to again create a new eye shape. And with the black color ink from Makeup Forever, I went ahead and dotted the black dots, much like I did with the white dots. Next, I'm going to be using this Kush mascara from Milk. I really like this stuff, although it does smudge on me, unfortunately. But what I'll usually do is put it on, and then I'll put a waterproof on top, and it still looks fabulous. Now that the base coloring for this makeup is done, I'm going to start gluing on the paper elements, which I have created on watercolor paper. I've just drawn the elements out, cut them out, and then glued them to my face. So we had a little moon. Now we have these little spikes underneath the eye, which were quite uncomfortable, but they looked cool, so Beauty is pain and pain is beauty. Under the eye, I added this strip of lashes. It's just long, spiky lashes. I believe I got these 3 or 4 years ago by Fantasy Makers in like a Walmart or like a Walgreens, something like that. You can usually find them around this time of year. Now you can see my process for making these brows. Again, I drew them out on watercolor paper, filled them in, then cut them out, and glued them on. And this probably took way longer than it should have because symmetry is a bitch, and might have won that day, but yeah, it was a very cool effect, I guess. I mean, do you guys think it looks cool? Leave something in the comments to show me some love, because I spent probably 30 minutes on these eyebrows. Top lash is another Halloween lash that I have kept for years, and I secretly covet them all. And then to fill in some of the gaps on the bottom lash, I cut up another lash and just inserted these little spiky dudes. Just a little Franken lash. And here I am struggling again with the eyebrow. I got fed up a little bit and had to take a break, put the other lash on. This was a process. But in all honesty, I thought it looked really awesome. If you have made it this far in the tutorial, please leave me a comment and please say, I love candy corn. Even if you hate it, or even if you love it. Just leave me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, let's get started on these lips. I drew in the shape using the Ride It lip pencil from Nars. It's just kind of a dark burgundy, plumish color. And I did focus that on the inner corners of the mouth and blended it outwards towards the middle of the lip. That's a lot of directions in one place, but you get what I'm saying. To the rest of the lip, I filled it in with Girl Crush from Sugarpill. I love Sugarpill's liquid lips. They're probably my favorite formulation because they feel light as air and kind of moussey when you apply them. They blended nicely too into the Nars lip liner. Went back in, added some more of the lip liner. This lip is a very contoured look, a very painted look, so it took a bit of time. And I even ended up patting some eyeshadow on there. I think this is Poison Plum from Sugarpill. This is just a Sugarpill heavy tutorial. Like anything for color, I always go to Sugarpill. And on the very outer edges of the lip, I used a black eyeshadow and just blended it until my heart was content. Also to the chin, I added a line of pink contour because the pink is the star of this show. And here you will see the elusive nose ring that I drew out on paper. For some reason, this thing did not want to stay in my nose. Every time I breathed, it disappeared. So enjoy it while it's here, because it didn't end up being in any of the final photos or final video. Even though I made it. It just did not want to participate. So finally, to the lips, I added some highlights using the color ink. I just dabbed it on and then I dabbed my finger over it to kind of dull it down a little bit. Now happily my crown did want to participate, and this crown I made the same way as my other little paper things. And honestly, this crown is what drew me to Lilian's work. I feel like her style is so unique and beautiful and graphic at the same time. So I really hope you guys check her out and follow her on Instagram. I will link her below. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching this tutorial, and happy Halloween. I'll see you soon with a new video. Take care. Bye-bye.